Friday night, it was late. I was walking you home. We got down to the gate and I was dreaming of the night. Would it turn out right? How to tell you, boy? I want to build my world around you. Tell you that it's true. I want to make you understand. I'm talking about a life plan. All right, hit that like button, folks, and share this on your various forms of social media. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Roland's Reviews YouTube channel. We're at it again. Yes, yes, yes. Right. Tell me, the artist in the song. I hummed a few bars for you. Um, that's the way it's begun. We were hand in hand. Glenn Miller's band was better than before. We yelled and screamed for more. And the porter tune, night and day, made us dance across the room. It ended all too soon. On the way back home, I promise you that you'd never be alone. Hurry, don't be late. I can hardly wait. Yes, we were old. We were dancing in the park, walking through the dark and reminiscing. All right. Hit that like button, folks. As you can tell, I still have not had any music lessons. All right. So glad you're here. And I told you that I would talk about this subject matter. So, again, let's help the stream to grow. If we share this stream out on our various forms of social media, and if we hit that little thumb, guess what? YouTube will share it out. Okay. So, yeah. All right. Look at the subject matter. Let me know if you are familiar with this subject matter as well. And I told you I would finally get around to it. Unfortunately, I just don't have time. Like, many of the larger YouTubers, and this is how they pay their bills. And you know what I have to take care of first. So, but I come on when I can. And yeah, we have a good time when I come on. All right. Okay, so here we go. I'll do the roll call momentarily. If you'd like for me to call your name during the roll call, all you need to do is say hello, or you can send an emoji. That way I can see that you are here. So Maga, Dorian, Fridge Reaver. See who else is here. Everyone who's here, please go ahead and hit that little thumb. That tells YouTube you are enjoying loving every minute of it. Loving every minute of it. All right. Lord Jammer, of course, is here. How you doing, love? I know it's Friday night and people are probably busy, busy, busy. That's all right. They can catch up later. All right. Maga Tamara, I still want to know how you felt about that link that I dropped. If those of you who were here yesterday when I did that live stream, if you remember, I dropped the link because of the North Carolina city councilwoman, I think in Henderson, North Carolina, that had done the same thing as the lady that we talked about last night. Let me know if you did view the the video and what your thoughts are. Identical situation. Yes, Dorian, they're mad at everything. Ultimately, as we've been discussing, they're still angry that the Curry Queen lost. So that's never going to change. So they may as well get over themselves. Okay. Look at the title. Black Twitter celebrated, not just Black Twitter. So TikTok, all forms of social media. And you have to be morally bankrupt to do some of the things that people are doing. So again, social media, yes, it is educational in some aspects, but when you look at what people use it for, it's just so disheartening. Um, okay, Marga, okay. Yeah, I dropped that link. It was a North Carolina city councilwoman in Henderson, North Carolina. She did the same thing. Same thing. His last appearance was when WWE moved to Netflix, and the crowd booed him because of him endorsing Trump. Yeah, and again, now those of you who are Generation Xers like myself, if you remember, we didn't. How you doing, my girls? This never happened before. People were allowed to vote for or support who they wanted to, and so yeah, I remember he was. And I don't look at WWE, but from during my research for this particular live chat, I'm good, dear. Hope you are. It's Friday, so I'm always happy. Yeah, they just um yeah, late Hulk Hogan. There is no regret, only after being caught. Fred Reaver. I'm not sure what you're trying to tell me. I'm a touchpad slinger on clicking. Proud of. Okay, Fridge Reaver, tell me what you're trying to tell me, dear. Typically, totally off topic, but it's important. They had a Muslim leader at the funeral of the NYPD officer saying, "Oh yeah, James, we're used to that, right? That's what they do. We're totally used to that. That nothing new to see here." But okay, Fridge Reaver, let me give you my opinion about that, dear. In our lifetime, all of us have said things that we wish we could go back in time and take back. And so I say, I give him grace. Once someone apologizes, I mean, there's nothing else they can do, because once you release words, they're forever. You can apologize, Fridge Reaver. So, and, we've all said things that we've regretted. That's my opinion. Maga, my friend's boyfriend, asked if he had to kiss her every time he seen her, so she was on a ledge. Yeah, Maga, yeah, who needs that? Ironically enough, they boo Hulk Hogan in LA, so draw your Dorian, because he's a Trump supporter. We know why they're booing him. We know the situation. And so, Fridge Reaver, in my opinion, we've all said, not just said, we've all done things that we later regretted. But I think, once you ask for forgiveness and you make it right with your creator, we have to have a little grace. Okay, Fridge, you're saying you were not convinced. Okay, with his apology. And again, how many of us, if someone went back in our past, and again, we've all done and said things that we should not have. And so I look at it that way. I mean, and we're all different, Fridge Reaver. That's fine, dear. My girl, to shame how these high moral black donkey crats hold unforgiveness and act like they don't stink. Yeah, right. My girls, but they'll be in church every Sunday. And if your creator forgives you for something, in my opinion, no one here on this earth can continue to hold it against you, because we've all said things we should not have said. Now that's how I feel. So type it in the comment section what your thoughts are. I just hate, if for you to celebrate someone else's death, what does that say about you and your character? That's the true point I'm trying to get to. You're celebrating someone's death, and I just that makes me sad regardless. And then some of the videos I was watching, they were like, people were saying he's in HELL and all. How do you don't know where he is? So they were just saying horrible, horrible things. And I was just disgusted. Sometimes, you get on and you hear these horrible things and you're just like, okay, forget it. It's just too much. And I guess with me too, the negativity, that you have to be careful, because that will just, get down in your soul and you'll be depressed and you won't know why. So in my opinion, once someone, asks for forgiveness, and, especially when they ask their creator, you know, and I watched some shorts today with Mike Tyson and The Rock, and they're all saying, no, he's not racist, but he said some things that he later regretted. Megan, how you doing, love? Megan, share this on your Facebook page, and anyone who has Truth Social, please share this stream out. Thank you so much. Roderick Matt, I hope you have this much compassion for people who look just like you. Forgive them as well when they ask you to forgive this. Okay, Roderick, I'm still working on that. So again, we are all, depending on what people have done, and I'm doing this to expose the hypocrisy. But Roderick, okay, so Jim Crow Joe Biden has done some horrible things, has said some horrible things before he was elected. If you have a problem figuring out if you should vote for me or Donald Trump, you ain't black. And he said plenty of horrible things. His best friends were KKK members. But 92% or so of black women still went out and voted for him. So they pick and choose who they want to forgive. Okay, Roderick, what do you have to say about that? Hit that like button for me, folks. Bring more people into this conversation. And Roderick, I am not perfect. I'm still working on some situations where I'm trying to forgive some people. And compassion, empathy, sympathy, all of that. We're still a work in progress, all of us. But that's a good point, Roderick. Yes, because Roderick, once someone does something to you, first of all, the creator of all of us forgives us. We can't hold anything against them because we've all done things wrong. Roderick, have you ever said anything that you should not have said in your life? And in this age of social media, you don't know when people are recording you. People are always trying to find you doing something wrong, saying something wrong, and then blackmailing you. And of course, he big time WWE star. You know he didn't want that out. Roderick, yeah, I don't have a problem with it. He said, he apologized. He said when he was a kid growing up in Florida, they called, he grew up in, he said he grew up in an impoverished community and he had black friends and they called each other that. So I'm just saying from my research, my girls, his policies were aimed specifically toward black men. Look it up. Right, my girls, all the black people that voted for Jim Crow Joe Biden, they forgave everything that he ever said, everything that he did to Black America. But Hulk Hogan, oh no, oh God, no. So they pick and choose. That's hypocritical. They pick and choose. Right, Dorian? Forgiveness has nothing to do with the color of your skin. It is a heart issue. And it is, my girls. And if the creator forgives someone, I don't care if it's someone in the KKK that has terrorized people and done all kinds of horrible things. If the creator forgives them, we have to forgive them as well. And we know some people do horrible things, some more than others. But Roderick, does that make sense to you, dear? So I had no problem. Now, I will say, Roderick, and everyone who's here, I do not look at WWE or WWF. I don't look at that crap. But I know he's an icon. I do know that. But no, I never did sit down and look at that stuff. Okay. So, I mean, everyone is allowed, as you'll see, I think you're new here, Roderick. As you can see, everyone's allowed to their own opinion. We don't, if you have a difference of opinion, we don't try to block you or something like that. Brooke Hogan showed her behind when her dad, how you doing, Tina? It's more than just a black boyfriend. Hello, everyone. Yeah, they had some issues. They had some issues. Yeah, David. Yeah, Dorian. So that's everyone. Right. That's what I'm saying. Thinks like a lion. Thinks like a lion. Say it for the people in the back. Forgiveness is a lifelong job. And that job does not end until you suck your last breath. Yes. Say, I need to pin that until someone else comes up with something different. Thinks like a lion. I am pinning your message because that's something we all need to digest. That's something we all have to work on. Roderick, but it seems like the more racist you are to the black people, you must always turn the cheek. And black folks like you always black people turn the cheek but never ask other people. Roderick, I think you're new here, and if you've been keeping up, you may have to go and look at some other videos, like this incident that happened in Cincinnati. Everyone, I think alcohol was involved, but that was totally unacceptable behavior on both sides. But I made the difference. I drew the line in the sand, right? The line of demarcation. The white man, I if you look at the videos, I said they now allegedly it started. They were saying some things verbally. The white man slapped the black man. So they should have left it just between those two, not a mob of people attacking people in on they're on the ground, and it's a free for all. And then the woman getting just knocked out cold. That's not acceptable. I'm not attacking any race of people, Roderick. I'm telling you how I feel about it, and that's just my opinion. But that's fine if you have a difference of opinion, okay? Big Cheese, Hulk Hogan, John Wayne, Elvis Presley, and Bing Crosby are all unapologetic racists. Okay, so that's the Big Cheese's that's his thought process. Everyone here is allowed to give their own opinion as long as they are not disrespectful or calling people names. Roderick, and I'm not saying you should not forgive. All I'm saying is forgiveness goes both ways. It just seems when black people say or do things, there's never any forgiveness. Roderick, give me an example, please. I need to know what you're referencing, okay? And Big Cheese, I know what you're saying. I've heard that about Elvis Presley. I like some of his music. I've heard that about John Wayne. I still look at his movies. So some of these people, I'm not making excuses, but you have to look at it in the context of the times that they grew up in. See, people, you have to look at the entire situation. Right. Elvis Presley was poor. He grew up in a black neighborhood. None of this is true. He was a child. Maga, his cook, I forgot her name. She has a video here on YouTube, and she says he was not racist. His cook that he had for years. The devil, Tina, the devil is trying to separate, conquer, and kill. Thank you. Lord Jammer, none of these guys were racist, Big Cheese. Yeah, and again, Lord Jammer, I'm not making excuses for anyone, but I am saying look at the time that they grew up in. How you doing, Mayor? Roderick, what are you agreeing on, honey? I tell me what you're talking about, dear. Sounds like blackmail to me. Thank you. The same situation with John Gruden when he sent those emails. They were trying to get him. He lost his job. Of course, he was the coach of the Raiders, the NFL team, the Raiders. So when people are recording you now, you don't have a clue they're recording you, and then they use it in the future against you. And I don't like that, because we all say things we should not say. We all do things we should not do. Let me give you an example. How you doing, boss chick? I have co-workers. I think I told you I'm a mentor teacher. I help newer teachers. And we're going to get started with the subject matter, but I'm trying to explain so you understand my thought process. And Roderick, let me explain to you why I feel like I do, dear. I think you're new here, but if you're enjoying the content, hey, hit the subscribe button. Sometimes I've had a newer teacher come and say, hey, I did videos on that, Roderick. Say, hey, should I go tell the principal this teacher over here is doing da 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 da? You know what I tell them? Teachers are mandatory reporters. The only things we are required to report legally is if someone physically harms a child or has an inappropriate relationship with a student. That's it. So I told them, no, stay in your lane and mind your business. Because I said, none of us are doing everything 100% right. Lord Jammer, those who have not sinned, cast the first stone. Boom. Maga, I grew up being called a blue-eyed devil in high school by other girls. Does that mean every girl that I met was a racist? No. People do stupid things. You grow up and you mature and you grow out of that. Like Hulk Hogan hung around with the black celebrities. Yes, he said some things. And again, people, when they record you and you don't even know it, they release it at a very, very opportune time. So I'm suspect of that, because every time we see that kind of stuff happening, people are just, nefarious and into nefarious activities. I grew up being, okay, I read that. So let me get this straight. If you're white, it's a sin and unforgivable to be a racist, but when blacks are racist, it's acceptable. Boom. So I'm saying all of us, each and every single human being, have to ask our Creator to forgive us for things we said, for things we did, we should not have done. Isaiah Thomas was accused of being a racist towards Larry Bird in 1987 when he said, if Larry Bird was black, he'll be another good guy. Yeah, so people say inappropriate things, but every time they were playing in the championship, I didn't see any animosity. If none of these guys are racist, like you asked me to prove it, I didn't say none of them. All I'm saying, Roderick, if they are, and then, okay, let me tell you this about Hulk Hogan. He was baptized. He claimed Jesus Christ as his Lord and Savior. Everyone can change. Cincinnati, the guy was attacked first. He had the right to defend himself. Roderick, yeah, okay, so that's what I said. So the guy, the white man that slapped the black man, if it had just been those two, but then the mob mentality set in. Roderick, that's true. Okay. Right, Dorian. And so let me get through this. I knew this would be a hot topic. So let me start reading this for you. And then I'm going to go give you some background. How you doing, Xavier Dodd? Yes, The Rock. One of the clips I share with you, The Rock is like, no, this guy. Oh, okay, Roderick. Thank you, love. Okay. Roderick, share this on your Facebook page, dear. And as you can see, we may not all have the same thought process, but I like to hear differences. That's fine. Sharpton and the rest like him are blatantly racist. Mayor, we've said that. Sharpton and the other black Democratic shills are racist. They're allowed to say what they want. If white people do the same thing, there's a double standard. Big Cheese, who cares if he became baptized? Hulk Hogan never apologized. I have a video where he did apologize. Big Cheese. So if you're still here, you'll see it. So yeah, let me read this. And then we know after this happened, and we know he was true MAGA. That's why people really turned on him and started booing him, because again, I'm not a wrestling fan, but I remember he was popular. And then he was in some movies, I think, and television shows. He had a show or whatever. Because you hung around black people doesn't mean you like black people. He had to hang around black people. He worked with black people. Okay, so that's what Roderick said. Okay. But if you remember, I'll read this. I'll play some clips and I'll let you hear the recording of the statements that he made. All right, hit that little thumb. That is the like button. Hulk Hogan was terminated from his contract with WWE in July 2015 after audio recordings surfaced of him using racist language during a listen, look at the operative word. Look at this, folks. All right. Do we know what the word private means? Oh, Dorian, you are? Okay, I don't look at that crap. Roderick, that's what I'm talking about is acceptable when the white person is racist. If a black person defends himself, they're wrong. Roderick, I just explained how I felt about this situation in Cincinnati. But this was a private conversation. So what does that tell me? He did not know he was being recorded. Okay. James, my God forgave Hitler. Yeah. Hey, if they asked for forgiveness before they took their last breath. John Lennon, imagine a world where you stayed in your own lane, helped your fellow man, and loved yourself and God. Boom. Exactly. I like that. I like that. So everyone see where I highlighted the word private. That tells me he did not know that the conversation was being recorded. And I have a problem with that. How many other people like Hulk Hogan, celebrities, singers, athletes say the same thing? You see what I'm saying? My girls, whether these tested, God would throw at us to test us. Roderick and Big Cheese are using the same playbook brought to you by the Democratic plantation. Yeah. The Vatican, okay. Dr. Sturdivant. Okay, Dr. Sturdivant, I do have a clip where he apologized. Because we sin against the holy God, we need to keep this in mind. None of us are without sin. Because of his mercy, he forgives us through his son, Jesus. None of us deserves forgiveness. Boom. That's where my girls, you know where I'm. Yes, you know where that's where I was headed. How you doing, Jason Schmidt? Tired of all the apologies and the demand for apologies in the world? It cheapens sincerity. Jason, I'm glad you said that. Yeah, because Jason, we all say things. All of us. James, so can I sign and do anything I want? But if I ask for forgiveness before I die, I'm okay. I don't think that's how it goes. Well, James, that's your opinion, and then I'm giving you my opinion according to what the Bible says. Now, I'm not a Bible toter, but it says if you ask God for forgiveness, all right. So I'm going on what I've read. Fridge Reaver, because I told you that each day there's a press conference, and so I told you that I was going to keep you informed of the latest development because they're still investigating. They're still trying to arrest people. Some people they're still looking for. Dr. Marilyn, blacks cannot be racist because we don't hold the power structure. Blacks can be prejudiced. Okay, and I've heard that too, Dr. Marilyn. My girls, James Wayne, keep one thing in mind. God knows your heart, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Yeah, you can say it and not be sincere at all, but he does know. Yeah, yeah, Fridge. I don't. You probably weren't here, dear. How you doing, Vicky? Hit that little thumb, Vicky. But I said that because every day there's something new with that trial, the Cincinnati brawl. They're calling it a brawl, but we know it was not a brawl. It was a mob attack. I apologize if I came off a bit aggressive. It just seemed like you wanted these four right, black, Republican. I am conservative, but I'm not for right. Roderick, no. You're fine, Roderick. Big Cheese, I'm so happy the black grassroots held Hulk Hogan accountable for his racism and never cooned with that punk. Forgive. Big Cheese, they didn't say anything to Jim Crow Joe. I'm just saying. He said and did a lot. Everything was okay because it was Jim Crow Joe. All right, here we go. Okay. These comments, which included the repeated use of a racial slur and racially charged remarks about his daughter's dating life, came to light as part. Now, some of you may remember this. It's been a while, but there was a sex tape at the center of Hogan's lawsuit against Gawker Media, which he had a lawsuit because in response, WWE, I'll talk about that later, swiftly terminated Hogan's contract, issued a statement emphasizing its commitment to diversity and inclusion. So look at that. That was 2015. Thank God Trump got rid of diversity and inclusion because everyone was, back then was still running scared. If anyone used the N-word, they were canceled. And we hear it 1,000 million times in all the rap songs. Okay. All right. Yeah. No slurs. Big Cheese, you're welcome to have a difference of opinion, but we're not calling people names or slurs. Okay. Maga Tamara, I'm glad I don't hate. You look it up online. My friend Rochelle Ibrahani was killed by her boyfriend, Calvin Williams, along with his friend in 1993. I hold her death against no one but them. That's right. That's how you're supposed to do it, Maga. Joe Biden hates black people, and so do the Clinton. My girls, please say that again for the people in the back. But the Clintons and Joe Biden were, the Obamas are allowed to say and do anything that they choose because they're Democrats. That is hypocritical. All right. He publicly apologized for his comments, stating that the language was unacceptable and did not reflect who he was. And again, I still have a problem with that was a private conversation. So if you're having a private conversation, how many of us would like a private conversation we thought we were having with someone to be recorded and then exposed to the world? Chubbs, how you doing, love? Thank you for your service, sir. The Lord knows when you're not really asking for forgiveness because you're not asking from the heart. Jason, yes. Yes, thank God. Yes, a lot of Black Americans are turning on Obama. It took them long enough. Okay, so hit the like button, folks. If you have Facebook, share this stream out. And so I don't hold anything against them. How can I do that when I've said things that were improper? Yes, my girls. And that would be me. I would be a hypocrite. I'm holding him to a higher standard than I'm holding myself. And that's being a hypocrite. That's me saying, oh, I don't say or do anything wrong. My girls, okay. Yeah, I'm just saying, I can't, you can't do that. We all have to ask for forgiveness for the things we do and say that are improper. I'm just saying. All right, hit the like button, share it out. I am going to share a couple of clips with you. All right, let me find it here. Tell me what you think about this. I mean, and we may have a difference of opinion. That's okay. That's fine. We're not going to block you from the chat, you know. I just thought, you know, it was, you know, to me, the irony, you know, not allowing, you know, oh my God, Hulk Hogan, no, he cannot be forgiven. Joe Biden was allowed to say and do anything he wanted. No one said a word. So that's where I have an issue. Dorian, yes, he was an icon. And to see people on social media celebrating his death, that is not okay with me. It's not okay. Now, maybe I would feel a little differently if someone had called Joe Biden on his nonsense. Then I couldn't be on here saying that the Democrats, the libs are hypocrites. But he could do no wrong, could say no wrong. And he was the biggest racist. But it was okay because he was a Democrat. No. So, Dr. Marilyn, well, if those who want to celebrate someone's death, that's their prerogative. Forgive them also. I'm sure people celebrated Hitler, not the last racist who will be celebrated. It's distasteful, right? Dr. Marilyn. And Dr. Marilyn, I'm glad you're here. I think you're in my age group, and I guess I have such a problem with it. When we were growing up, we did not have social media, so we did not see that. So that's probably why I'm really having a big problem with that. Social media has produced millions of keyboard warriors, people saying and doing things they wouldn't normally do. During even Kamala Harris, yeah, she doesn't like Black people. She could say and do whatever, but she was a Democrat, so it was okay. I'm trying to keep up with these statements. Dr. Marilyn, tell me if I'm right about that, dear. My girls, it's crazy to me that Black people and others like them don't realize that they're not above reproach. My girls, keep talking. I like what you're saying. I like the direction you're headed. Beverly, how you doing, dear? Hogan's worst nightmare came true when his daughter was checking for brother. Okay. Jason, it took one of the biggest weirdos in Hollywood to call for Joe to step aside. And this is what I'm saying. So they wouldn't forgive Hulk. They forgave the CEO for cheating on his wife, that astronomer, Andy Byron. That's okay. Did he? Yeah, you're okay. They'll forgive him. Jeffrey Epstein and all the other sickos and weirdos, they're okay. Hulk Hogan, nope. See the difference? How you doing, Prosperity? Hi, all. Tune in as I'm on the run. We'll drop messages. Okay. Blessings to you, love. I'm sure the enslaved Africans celebrated when their masters died. Okay. I'm sure they did because they were treated horribly. Vince McMahon. Okay, Dorian, perhaps I didn't state my meaning correctly. I think there are different levels of wrong. Okay, James. Okay. White liberals and black donkeycrats keep making a fool out of everyday Democrats. I'm just saying, my girls, why do they pick and choose who they will forgive? Now, we know if Hulk Hogan had been a Democrat, that he would have been fine because he was in the club. But because he was MAGA, oh God, no, God, we can't forgive him. No, no, no. Thank you, Chubbs. That's what I was trying to say. I watched a video where he was baptized and he said he got to know his Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Thank you. And Chubbs, we don't know if the man was racist or not, because I didn't know him personally, Chubbs, just like you. And you're right, he got saved a year ago. If that's true, he's forgiven. Yeah. They forgave Kobe Bryant. Yeah. The leftist actions remind me very much of the old book, Brave New World, because they don't want the same accountability pointing back. Boom. What did Mayor say? All those that voted for Biden voted for a racist. Mayor, tell the people in the back they still don't understand, but they come on here and call me names and put little pictures of coons and other things. If you voted for Joe Biden, hey, a well-known racist, you forgave him. As a matter of fact, he was never checked. He was never made to apologize for anything. So I see white people using the N-word all the time when they're talking to their so-called friend. Thank you, Maga. I do too. It's a word. I don't give a care. I know about the history. I'm well versed on history. All right, here we go. Let me get this. Hold on. Let me get this going. All right. 4:30.
What happened last week when they took a shot at my hero and they tried to kill the next president of the United States? Enough was enough. And I said, let Trumpomania run wild, brother. Let Trumpomania.
This is why they would not forgive him. Like I said, had he been a Democrat, oh, it would have been just fine.
Rule again. Let Trumpomania make America great again.
Brother, good to see you.
I need to take a nap, bro. I need to take a nap. I am worn out from LA to New York City. You still treat me like I'm the champ here, brother. I am totally worn out.
Well, you got a lot going on. There's Flow Wrestling. You got the beer that's obviously crushing. People are going. I saw the lines when you're doing like.
And how many of you knew he also had? We know he died of cardiac arrest. He also had some form of blood cancer that when I was doing the research for this live. How many of you knew he had a blood cancer? So yeah, he had some things going on. But hey, I'm not perfect, so hey, I can't hold anything against anyone. I can't. Hit that like button for those of you just joining. Drop a comment. I love Hulk Hogan, whether it's Hulkamania or the NWO. I don't know what that is, Jammer. I told you I don't look at wrestling, but I know who he is because of course he's an entertainer too. Oh, Dorian said without Hogan, people like Rock Stone Cold and John Cena would have been irrelevant. Okay. Yeah, I know who he is, but I never did watch WrestleMania. So yeah, here we go.
Just a little bit more information about this. Not just a wrestling legend, but also in entertainment. And even as of late, politics. Let's bring in Lauren Conlon now, entertainment reporter. And we're watching a Trump rally from last election season. And also he was at the convention as well. I mean, he was so beloved. Lauren, you're with me now. In the entertainment world, though, this is an earthquake.
Yes, I mean, Harris, I do not know what is happening this week. We are losing so many wonderful people. And one of Hulk Hogan's last tweets in the last few months was, quote, Every day I'm reminded that God is good, always thankful, HH. And, you know, I grew up watching wrestling. I grew up watching him on his reality show, Hogan Knows Best. I mean, he is inarguably one of the most important and influential figures in the history of professional wrestling. I think there was this big legendary main event against Andre the Giant in WrestleMania, and it was the biggest crowd they ever had. There was almost 100,000 fans at the Pontiac Silverdome. I mean, he was so popular. This was an event that was talked about for years to come. He was also a devoted father. I know that he and his wife, you know, they split, they had their issues, but he was an avid Trump supporter, very vocal, unapologetic, and again, he is going to be missed by.
Yeah. So again, and I do remember, because now when I was a kid, Andre the Giant, Dusty Rhodes, I can't think, Ric Flair. Woo! I remember that crowd, right? But I remember when he wrestled, I think he didn't he body slam Andre the Giant? That was like world shaking, earth shaking or something, right? Because of who, you know, Andre the Giant was also iconic. So I do remember that happening. Dr. Marilyn said, yes, we are in the same group. Okay, Dr. Marilyn. So my take is everyone makes a mistake. We cannot hold it against anyone our entire lives. And I'm glad. What happened to where is he? Who was talking earlier? Roderick. I don't know if Roderick is still here. I'm glad you made that statement, Roderick, because we all have to look in the mirror. We all need to do better. None of us, I can't point to Mayor, Dorian, Robert, my girls, Dr. Sturdivant, James, Lord Jammer. I can't point to anyone. I need to work on myself. And that's just the way that it goes. Chubbs, God does not look at color. He judges us if we follow him and keep his commands and ask forgiveness for our sins. Your color doesn't save you. Boom. Those are facts. Big Cheese. What is WS and Hulk Hogan? Loosely worried about the birth rates. Beautiful. But Big Cheese, I don't know what WS means. Well, I'm glad he was said. Right. Dr. Marilyn. All I'm saying, in my opinion, that's just how I feel. I guess I'm, you know, getting older. You start to reflect. You start to see life differently. And obviously, people saying, I told you words don't really affect me like that because I don't wear my emotions on my sleeve. But if someone apologizes, you kind of sort of have to say, okay, it may depending on what they said or they did to you, it may take, some situations may take longer than others, but we still have to forgive. I mean, that's in the Bible. We don't have a choice. We kind of sort of have to do that. So I'm not perfect, but I am trying. I'm trying to do what I can to do the right thing. And then when we fall short, we ask for forgiveness, and then we move on. That's right, my girls. That's the only thing that's important. Here we go.
Can we stop for a second?
Terry Bollea, the man behind the once indestructible Hulkster, letting his guard down.
Out of everything that I've been through, this one hit me probably the hardest. And that's a heck of a thing to say, because I've been through a lot of crazy stuff.
Including an admission of steroid use and his son's legal issues. But last month, a new controversy which threatens to erase his legacy. The National Enquirer reports that Hogan used racial slurs in audio secretly recorded.
I was at the lowest point of my life.
And you know, people, to me, those people like that, they're just lower than a snake's belly. People, you know, when you're at a low point in your life, not making excuses for what he said, but all I'm saying is, if I'm having a private conversation with someone and I don't know that you're recording me, you know I'm at a low point. That you're a pretty low character individual. I'm just saying, not excusing what he said, but that's not right, folks. How many of us, there are 26 of us in here right now, how many of us would feel comfortable with someone recording a so-called private conversation? Type that in the comment section. So I have a problem with that. When people do that, and the way my mind operates, I'm thinking you're doing that to try and blackmail me or use this in the future. Thank you, Mayor. Right. All right.
My personal life was destroyed. I was very mad at my daughter. I was upset over a situation that happened between her and her boyfriend, and I had no idea I was being taped. I was to the point where I wanted to kill myself. I sat in my bathroom by myself when my ex-wife was gone and the kids were gone, and I was completely broken and destroyed. And I said, what's the easiest way out of this? I mean, I was lost.
Yeah.
You were suicidal.
Yes, I was.
Father's Day card for Brooke?
No. A stark contrast from the Hulk, whose upbeat and tight-knit family was portrayed over 4 seasons of the reality show Hogan Knows Best, where he was overprotective of his only daughter, Brooke.
I mean, I'm almost 18 and I haven't even had a boyfriend yet.
Well, that's good. That's what I wanted.
But according to the National Enquirer, he refers to his daughter's then boyfriend using the N-word.
Do you have any personal preference who ethnically your daughter dates?
No, I don't. Actually, the guy my daughter was dating, I liked him a lot. I've known him for quite a while. And I was very mad at a personal situation that happened with my daughter.
Are you a racist?
No, I'm not. I'm not a racist. I never should have said what I said. It was wrong. I'm embarrassed by it. But a lot of people need to realize that you inherit things from your environment. And where I grew up was South Tampa, Port Tampa, and it was a really rough neighborhood, very low income. And all my friends, we greeted each other saying that word. We teased each other with that word. The word was just thrown around like it was nothing.
Is it fair to say that you inherited a racial bias?
I would say that is very fair, but you can break the cycle. And that's what everybody needs to know. You can break this cycle and become a better person, become who you're meant to be instead of who you're supposed to be.
Following these allegations, the WWE fired Balea. The legendary career he spent a lifetime building wiped out.
I was totally shocked because I've worked with the WWE for almost 30 years off and on, and then all of a sudden, everything I've done, my whole career, my whole life, was like it never happened.
Your image, your likeness, your name erased.
Yeah, like I'd never existed.
That had to hurt.
Oh my gosh, it was devastating. It destroyed me. I mean, I don't know how to say it other than that. It's my whole life.
Many industry bigwigs have come to his defense. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson states, "I've known Terry for a lot of years. I had not known the man to be racist." George Foreman says, "I do not condone the language he used, but he is no racist. He is a good guy."
See what I'm saying? Gail Tripp, how you doing, love? Cecilia, where have you been, dear? I missed you too. Welcome back. Hit that like button. I hope you're still subscribed. You've been gone for a while. Gail, this is what I've been saying, Gail, even before you joined the chat. Be honest. Is there anyone in here that has said or thought of a so-called racist word in your life? Gail, we know the answer to that is yes. Yes. Where have you been, Cecilia? Talk to us. Chubbs, everyone in their lives has said or done something that they regret. Doesn't make that person a bad person. If so, we all need to look in the mirror a lot more. Yes. Lord Jamarolin, when Hogan was in WCW wrestling, he formed a faction called the NWO. That was in 1995, 1996. Okay. Gail, better than I deserve. All right. We're glad you're back, Cecilia. I hope life has been treating you well. Big Cheese, not Hulk. He took being a racist. Well, Big Cheese, you didn't know him personally, so you can't say that, dear. That's what we're saying. I can tell you is what he said and people who spent time with him said. Yeah. I had some other sources, Cecilia. Jammer, that helps. Yeah, I looked at some articles and some videos. Not one of us was there when this personal incident happened between Hulk Hogan, his daughter, and the boyfriend. Gail said racism is a rotting heart problem and not a mistake. Yeah. And like I said, looking at this whole situation, when people record you privately, right? When you're saying things, again, why would you not tell them that you're recording them? To me, that's nefarious to record someone. And then especially that, you know, as he said, he was at a low point in his life. of course, you're probably going to say some things you wouldn't normally say. And then at least let me know you're being recorded, and then I can decide. Does that make sense, folks? At least let me say, hey, you're being recorded. If you're being recorded, then okay, then you could sort of decide, hey, choose different words. Does that make sense? Brad Lopez, we welcome everyone, but if you come in calling names, they're going to continue to delete your comments. So come in. This is an older chat with mature people, so come in and make your statements. But we don't have time for people coming in calling people names. We don't do disrespect here on this channel. Thank you so much, Dorian. Roland, I have some records of private conversation. Yeah, I'm just saying. Now tell me what you think about that. And some of you may have a different thought process. That's okay. The Hogans should be allowed to grieve without people saying their husband and father went to MAGA. That's what I have a problem with. Like they're God. They don't know where the man went. According to what he said, he should be with God now. He said he's a born-again Christian and he's been baptized. So these people out here, and I'm going to show you some clips of these people dancing and laughing. Oh, social media is the devil sometimes. We know he was an entertainer, a fitness icon. Big Cheese says, Roland, I'm not a racist person, but I support segregated communities, and Black people need to stop mixing with the folks, especially the ones that don't like us. Lord Jammer, you've been here on the channel. Not Lord Jammer. Who was that? That was just Big Cheese. Yeah. So today, August 1st, Black Americans are supposed to be protesting, boycotting against African businesses. So Africans look just like Black Americans. So I don't understand your point. Cecilia, Roland, you go through things God can only handle. Glad to be back in this amazing chat. Cecilia, you remember, people try to come in and get me riled up. I don't wear my emotions on my sleeves. People put pictures, they call me names. I really don't care. Okay. And they try to get me riled, but it never works. And they keep trying. So anyway, all I'm saying, those of you just joining the chat, hit that like button. Tell me what you think. The hypocrisy of the left. Okay. They, won't let it go. They're celebrating his death. And to me, that's just wrong. Thank you, Chubbs. They're saying he was racist because of that leak. And I actually have the audio clip. I will play that for you. So the bitter leftist loonies were celebrating his death, and that's not fair to his family. Yeah, he was upset. He said there was some situation between his daughter, and his daughter was dating a Black young man, and he was upset. Remember, his marriage was over. He said he was just at a low point. We all say things we shouldn't say when we're at our lowest point. That's life. That's being part of the human element. I'm glad that I snapped out of this black and white mindset. Yes. Lord Jammer, Roland, you're starting to make a dent. The trolls are showing up in the chat. Thank you, Lord Jammer. The devil has a lot of children on the loose. Gail, yes. Cecilia, tell us where you've been, love. Oh, my God. In the audio, Hogan did use the N-word several times, but this is my issue with that. Why did you not tell the man you were recording him? You see where I'm going with this, folks? Not saying it was right, but how can I say it's wrong for him to use it? And all the rap songs, it's every other word. Who decides? This person can say this word, this person cannot. I have a problem with that. That's still hypocrisy. That's just where I'm at with that. I am. Find me one person who has not sinned. Boom. Yes, he did voice his displeasure over his daughter's dating choices. He apologized. He asked for forgiveness. What do they want? Blood? Academy 420, brand new here. How you doing, love? Hit the like button. Hit that subscribe button. If we take people at their lowest moments like this, you're never going to see the good in them. Academy, boom. Academy, you just joined. Answer this question for me. And who else just joined? Gail Tripp. Let me ask you this. I'm not saying that what he said using the N-word, I'm not saying, oh my God, it was horrible. He should not have said it. The rappers say use it every other word and no one says anything. Why the hypocrisy? But I'm saying, if you're okay, the person who recorded him, why did they not let him know he was being recorded? See, I look at everything from every angle. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, Academy. Where is it? I think I missed it. Academy 420. Make sure you're subscribed and it's on all notifications. Someone tell me that. So the liberals are saying he's racist and that he's in Hades. How do they know where the man went? My girls, boom. Yes. Gail said the quiet part out loud. The recorder was setting him up. Sounds like a setup to me. I'm just saying. You knew where this man was emotionally, psychologically, and then, I think I'll record him without him knowing. Mayor, if it was being recorded and didn't know it, Mayor, you see where I'm going with this. I'm not excusing what he said, but what kind of low-down, dirty snake in the grass recorded him? See what I'm saying? And you know, people do that, and then they start asking for money. Oh, payola. Thinks like a lion, you know they were. It's sad and it's pathetic that the liberals are saying that they will never accept his apology. And some of them were saying some horrible things, and he's rotting in HELL. I was like, oh my God, it was disgusting. He expressed viewpoints that are prevalent in this country. If you look at the Indian community from Kamala's people, the Curry Queen, they don't like them marrying outside of their race. They like, they choose the husband for you, right? The liberals won't call out Sexy Red or Cardi B. No, they won't. Academy 420. People forget that Hulk Hogan saved a teenage girl from a flipped over car. Academy, they will never, all they talk about is him using the N-word in those undercover audio tapes. That's it. And then remember they had the tapes. He was with some other woman that wasn't his wife, and they had that recorded. Now that sounds like a setup to me as well. Tell me what you think. Big Cheese, you may think that Hulk Hogan is racist, but again, last time I checked, I don't think that you are God. If he asked for forgiveness, I have nothing to do with that. That's between him and his God. And I can't hold anything over his head. So we know, again, those of you who joined the chat late, and like I said, I'm looking at it from the hypocritical point. I don't like he wasn't aware he was being recorded. And Big Cheese, you still never said anything about why all of these Black Americans who voted for Jim Crow Joe, why is he allowed to say anything he wants? Hulk Hogan, nope. Nope. Right, MAGA. Get him, MAGA. Right, Cecilia. And so, people are more willing to forgive other people, but we know if he wasn't supporting Trump, if he was a liberal, it would not have gone to this point. Come on, we know what's going on here. But God forbid you forgive Hulk Hogan. Get out of here. It's the hypocrisy for me. Censorship, Mayor. Yeah, remember they did the same thing to Imus. He said things that people say all the time. But he's white, so oh no, we have to cancel him. And so I can't with the hypocrisy. I cannot. Tell me what you think, and we may have a difference. That's fine. That's just how I feel. Not saying that I'm the end all be. I'm just giving you my personal opinion. Retro Game Grub, how you doing? And if you're like I said, if you're celebrating someone's death, you have low moral character. You don't have anything else better to do with your time. This is exactly how you can tell someone is on the left, a racist. It doesn't matter what color they are, they're just racist towards everybody. Boom. And Margaret, Tamara, I wouldn't have a leg to stand on if they had called out Jim Crow Joe Biden, but they won't. The Democrats say a lot worse and nothing happens. So that's why I won't shut up. My girls, you're giving the word of God required. Yes, my girls. If they would do the same to the Democrats, I would not have a leg to stand on, but they won't. Right, Marga? It's like they think they're better and they pick and choose who they will forgive. And they're worse than the word. They're full of hate. And so again, I looked at the video. I'm going to finish this video. I have another. These people are lowlifes. So I don't care about people. Again, what do we say on this channel? I don't give a care about name calling. So what? And again, this is how I handle my high school students. To me, this does not change his or lessen his legacy. Ruby, so because one black person like Elvis, others shouldn't be offended. Terrible argument were it not monolithic. I don't know what Ruby, I must have missed it. Sissy Houston loved Elvis Presley. She never spoke of him. Yeah. So for years, black people have been saying Elvis is racist, racist, racist. That's all I've ever heard. There is a video here on YouTube. Look it up. She cooked his meals for years. She said she don't know why they started that room. She said he was not racist. So, hey. Apparently, Big Cheese didn't notice the Democratic Party doesn't think he can do mathematics, use a computer drive, drive a car, get a driver's license. MAGA. Woo! MAGA, keep doing it. You're typing what I don't have time to type. Okay, here we go.
Even Hogan's daughter, Brooke, chimes in.
Your daughter posted a beautiful poem on Facebook. If you
Let me get rid of this commercial. All right, hit that like button. If you're here and you're enjoying this content, please hit the subscribe button. Yes, Cecilia, you have a lot to catch up on, love. Where were you?
I knew. You'd know he raised me well. He taught me folks are so much more than shades could ever tell.
Yeah. And if anybody should have disowned me, it should have been her.
And nobody that's black should be saying rest in peace to Hulk Hogan.
So now I'm going to show you some black people saying, we shouldn't be saying rest in peace. I'm sorry, folks, but when someone is deceased, let it go. Let them rest in peace. Let their family grieve. All right. Again, social media. Oh,
I don't care how much of a wrestling fan you are. I'm a wrestling fan too. But he said what he said. Let's throw some on the grill.
So Hulk Hogan is dead, and I better not see no black people on here mourning him, okay? Don't get me wrong, he's a very accomplished performer, right? Like, he's very good at pretending to fight people, right? But a lot of people don't know he has a very bigoted history, especially towards black people. Number one, he's a Trump supporter, right? I mean, and look, that's not everything, right? But just the fact, especially with what's going on right now, I feel like that by itself is such an emblem of the kind of person that you are. But that's not why I'm saying this. A lot of people don't know that back about 10, 15 years ago, I was in middle school, he had a tape leak. And seeing Hulk's little Hogan is traumatic enough. But the really interesting stuff is what he was saying to his affair partner, which was like his homie's wife. And basically, he's talking about how his wife is seeing black men, right? But oh my God, he doesn't call them black men. He doesn't call them that. He calls them a different word that starts with an N. So if you are black, he was no fan of yours, okay? And you really don't even have to like be torn up about it, in my opinion, because he's not even beloved by the fans anymore. Like I went on the WWE subreddit and people are making jokes and stuff. 71 years, it was a good run. Go more Ozzy.
So Hulk Hogan just passed away, right? And when I first heard about it, I was a little bit sad because, you know, Ozzy just passed away the other day. So I was sad about it, like all of the legends, the OGs is dying. And I thought about it like he was racist as fuck. I forgot about that shit. That nigga was.
Look, now see all of these people on here. We know who they voted for. Listen to them talk.
Racist. Bitch, what are you sad for? Bitch, what are you sad for? Bitch, he didn't like us.
I think our ancestors are working overtime today because, baby, this shit cannot be real. Hulk Hogan died on the anniversary of his racist rant scandal where he called black people the N-word with the hard R exactly 10 years ago, okay? July 24, 2015, 8:03 a.m. If this is not our ancestors working in time, now what I need y'all to do up there, I need y'all to go a little bit further for us, okay? Them kangles are already swollen, all right? They covering up shit with his hands and the bruises. Can we get to work up there? And don't forget to take his little minion with him, okay? You're missing the mark. I love this though, God. I do. And my ancestors, I love this, but I think y'all are missing the mark. Y'all need to reach a little bit further, okay? Just a little bit. But I want to thank you for this great anniversary gift.
Hulk Hogan. He was a racist ass boomer who called black folks the N-words and made fun of black and brown people get deported.
Now these people here, now one of the young ladies, you heard her using the N-word, but oh my God, if a white person uses it, OMG. Okay, we have someone new here. How you do? Nettie Nonstop. Those folks are brainwashed. Boom. Nettie Nonstop, you're new here. Hit that like button, love. Also, hit that subscribe button. We're glad you're here. I'll send you some hearts here in the chat section. This is what they're doing. These people have too much time on their hands. The man is dead. Do the dead no longer demand respect?
His time was up. His time was now. It is what it is.
Hulk Hogan, the full-time racist MAGA-luffin puncher of his best friend's wife, has died at 71. He also was a part-time wrestler with the WWE. He was a big union busting guy, real piece of shit. Just recently, he kind of went wild at the RNC. You know, he was a big Trumper. So I would say rest in peace, but, you know, not really sure how to feel about this one other than Hulk Hogan is dead at 71 years old from a cardiac arrest.
Oh, no, not Hulk. Racist Hogan is looking up at us. Somebody said he's looking up at us. And that's well said, baby. Rest where the fuck you need to be at. Because honestly, at the end of the motherfucking day, the shit he motherfucking said about black people, and he said he don't want his daughter to be with a black man. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Yeah. What a wild week, though.
Hulk Hogan died today. But it was the wrong orange racist.
So this guy's brainwashed too. He said it was the wrong orange racist. Okay, we have some new lady. We have some more new folks in here. How you doing? So we have Nettie Nonstop, and then we're Lada 1679. How you doing, Lada? All right. How are you doing? Hit that like button, love. Also hit the subscribe button. Let me see. Now we had to give me a handout. Wayne Johnson. Okay. Don't they realize the division they're causing? Right. And like I said, okay, so this is me. If it's an artist or someone that I don't care about, I'm not going on social media. I mean, just let the dead rest. Oh my God. Unbelievable. So anyway, again, If these are the same people who did not say anything to Jim Crow Joe Biden, and he did what he wanted to do, he said what he wanted to say, no one said a word. But we know Hogan is MAGA and a Trump supporter. There is no forgiveness. No, none. So hypocrisy. Welcome to the new folks. Lotta 1679. Hit that like and subscribe button. We're glad you're here, dear. We call out the hypocrisy of the left. That's what we do. And I wanted to share, and before we leave tonight, let me see, I got to share something else with you. I also wanted to share with you, I told you I'm keeping you updated on what's going on with that Cincinnati situation. It is unbelievable. I'm sorry I may miss your statements, but there are a lot of people out, and I actually have the video here. I'm going, the audio, the audio that they played, that where they were taping him unbeknownst to him. Is that the one? Yeah. Let me play this one for you. And may he rest in peace. Move from, okay, I'll play this one for you. Okay. Okay. And like I said, to me, it sounds like they did this to set him up anyway. I'm at a low point in my life. You're supposed to be there helping me. You're privately recording our conversation. Thanks a lot, right? Oh, anyone who sends Umar money, they don't have more than 2 brain cells. That's crazy. Nettie Nonstop, they still uplift Cardi B, and she called black women cockroaches and set up, set up black men to rob them, didn't she? Yep, Nettie Nonstop. Nettie Nonstop knows what's going on. Yep, sure did. But she's okay because she's on the dim side. So that's all I'm saying. MAGA, yes, they did, but the people are sheep and apparently only share one brain. I don't think it was the Big Cheese's day to hold that brain. Boom. Let's listen to this. And again, now there's some curse words in there, that, the N word, but this is what he said.
Like the male, well, I didn't want to go there.
You've been saying brother for years. Any black guy ever said, yo, you my nigga? Like, you my nigga, Hope.
Well, Booker T used to do that to me on TV. And every time I pull up YouTube, there's that famous thing that Booker T, when his brother was there, and they're all talking trash. Booker T goes, "I'm coming for you, Hogan, you nigger," and not nigga. He goes nigger. I mean, it's like, and it's still so cool because the whole time I was down in Miami, when I lived there, everybody, like I walk in the booth and all of a sudden I bump into this guy in the games in the booth. It's all black, and he's got his BlackBerry, and I bump into him, and he goes, "What's up, nigga?" And I said, "Oh, dude, excuse me, bro." He goes, "No, it's all cool," And everybody down there, Lil Wayne, Birdman, everybody, they're all, calling me nigga, and I'm like, and then I started saying it, and I always said it, but now all of a sudden I get heat when I say it, and they say, "Hogan, you can't say that." I said, "Well, why can they say it to me then?" It's like, but brother was cool because, dude, back in the day during my career, I used to party real hard. I couldn't remember anybody's name.
So brother was the easiest way to That's like the neutrality word right there. Hey, brother.
Yeah, they
I'm gonna start. You know what? That's a good idea. Because I'm always like, hey, shit.
No, they'd introduce me like to Dick Ebersol or somebody like that, or somebody that like Les Moonves that runs CBS, and within 10 seconds. Somebody walk in, I get ready to say, "Hey, brother, this is so and so," and I was like, I couldn't remember that. So that's where it came from.
That's gangster.
So when you were partying, what was your?
I'm like the.
All right, so that was one. I think there was. Hold on, let me see. So hit that like button, folks. So again, someone recorded him, and that's not cool. That is not cool. This was a different one, I think. This was another, this was from 2016. So this one, he was talking about his daughter and her black boyfriend, ex-boyfriend or something. So I don't know, something happened between the two of them. And so listen to this.
jump size on me. Because I shelled out $2-3 million for music, and I've been trying to tell murders, and I've done everything fucking with damn day. And I know the radio like a jackass, and he's working with me to make it work. He goes that when you really shouldn't call every day and do the shit I do. The South Beach record, this black billionaire guy says something. He's like basically did more for her a year than anybody's done. Okay, he had one song after 10 months, the shit went back up and back and back still. And moving up, but I try to be the realist. If this is your option, you got a better option. Said you can get signed with fucking.
So this particular clip I'm playing for you, they're bleeping out the N-word.
He's gonna put spot there, but I go right now. There's nothing else. We're doing the best we can. So it gets to the point where I really broke was fucking the black guy's son. We've been hanging out. I caught them holding hands together on the tour. They were getting close to the time before I'm feeling fucking good. I'm not a double standard type guy. I'm a racist to a point. Yeah. You know,
and they got him on that when he said I'm racist to a point. Oh my God, they jumped on his back and wouldn't jump off.
Then when it comes to nice people, we all are that way. Yeah, but when it comes to nice people, you can't say. I don't give a fuck. She's there. I don't care. Fucking football, fucking basketball player, bad. If we're gonna fuck with vendors, we'll see the original. The kid is a multi-billionaire. Right. The thing is, now they start doing these nasty emails, so someone will write a relationship. And so now I'm not talking to anybody.
So this was the one where they were like, "What really?" This is the one that really got him canceled. But again, he didn't know he was being recorded. I don't know about you, but I don't want to be recorded without my knowledge. His daughter Brooke recorded his racism like Dog the Bounty Hunter. This is what they say behind so-called closed door. Yeah. Yep. You are correct. That's why we all need Jesus. I'm sorry I'm missing some of your statements. There was one I wanted to read. Oh my goodness, they're going so fast. Chubbs, what's the saddest thing to me is to see people hating and not loving or forgiving anyone. I want to all go to heaven. Very sad to see no love for one another. Yes. God. Yes. That's where I'm going. That's the sad part. No compassion, no love. The American society is just disintegrated into the abyss of hate and non-caring, and it's awful. All right, I have one more to share with you. Hit the like button and share. Okay. No souls. Yeah, it makes you wonder. Chicago Hood 3. Where was this? D.W. Daniel High School football camp. 3 black boys jumped on a white boy if he gets out of the shower and beat him down. They weren't expelled. All right, I'll Google that. Chicago Hood. All right. Right? Things like a lion. All races of people say stuff behind closed doors that they would not want others to hear. Nettie nonstop. Boom. That's what I've been saying. We all say things, do things that we would be ashamed of if everyone knew. All right. So the Cincinnati attacks, I told you I'd be sharing. I won't share all of this, but I'll share some of it before we go. Yes. Here we go. Let me see. Breaking. Yeah. This is still about the Cincinnati attack. They are still investigating. Trump has now chimed in on this situation. So the FBI is investigating. So hopefully they will get these people on civil rights charges.
Cincinnati, they're assembling right now to discuss this viral brawl. Just so much violence.
Okay, tell me what you think in the comment section.
That was spilling all over the streets in Cincinnati, all of it hard to watch. The mayor is about to give us an update on this. We know that 3 people have been taken into custody. They've been let out on some pretty large bond figures that got them out of jail for now. But as we wait to hear from this mayor, we are going to speak in a moment. We're going to talk in a moment to the Senator Bernie Moreno, who is very upset with the way that the city of of Cincinnati has been handling the situation on the streets there. They're 200 short in terms of a number of policemen that they should have.
Did you hear that, folks? I wanted you to hear this part. Anyone remember the George Floyd riots and defund the police? Did you just hear that number? Did anyone hear the number of police officers they are short by? Someone type it in the comment section. Someone type it in the comment section, please. Gail, I do not want to see anyone get stomped into the ground like this. This will start something none of us can get away from. Pray, Gail. Yes, Gail Tripp. Say it for the people in the back, love. They went too far. It should not have been slap for slap, and then they should have ended it. And Nettie, thank you, 200. Thank you, Academy. Let me show you, because if you weren't here, I will drop the link for the update that I did on what was it? Thursday. And the woman, what was her name? Victoria Parks, the councilwoman, said that they were asking for that beat down. And oh my God, I can't. Woo. And when you see this, I mean, I just cringe. Yeah, I have a picture to show you. Hold on. Oh my God. To not have any empathy or sympathy. Has anyone seen the pictures or images of the woman who was knocked out? I mean, her face, I mean, she looks destroyed. I'll share that with you, but let me let you hear this crap.
Out there.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Oh, here we go. Let's go to the mayor of Cincinnati.
This is Mayor Aftab. County and community leaders who have been with us every step of the way in building the kind of Cincinnati that our children and grandchildren can be proud of. As you can see, there are far too many to announce individually, but there are leaders here from law enforcement at both the county and the city, including public safety professionals like our firefighters, business leaders, community leaders, faith leaders, elected officials at both the city and the county level. And we're here together with a unified message to our city. For the past week, Cincinnati has been dealing with a serious challenge. A challenge because of the awful and horrific fight in our downtown last weekend. A challenge because of both the speculation and legitimate conversations raised because of it at both the local and national level. And a challenge because of the ongoing work that everyone at this podium and partners throughout our community have been investing our time and resources into to ensure the safety and vibrancy of every community in Cincinnati. This was an awful incident. Our law enforcement has been working quickly and effectively to bring all responsible to justice. Let me be clear, there is no place for violent crime in Cincinnati.
That's a lie. They're full of crime. All of these blue cities are full of crime. What a crock. Hit that like button, folks. You are right. Dear two men fighting one thing. A crowd stomping is a whole different. Animals must be stopped now. Gail, there is no way I would live in a blue city. If they do this crap in a red state or city, again, people are going to be laid out like Family Guy. Okay, I'm just saying. Here we go.
Whether it's a fight or gun violence, we will pursue those responsible and we will hold them accountable no matter who they are, period. We will spare no expense in the pursuit of safety and justice. We have the best police department in the country. They do an extraordinarily difficult job and a dangerous job every single day, and we have their backs.
Yeah, right.
We have their backs with resources and with uniform political support. And our expectation, our commitment is that they enforce our laws. The Cincinnati of today has revitalized our urban core, from OTR to the banks, into a community where folks from all around want to come, live, and work, and spend their time. We have brought new residents and growth after decades of population decline. We are an economically, civically, and culturally strong city. And
I'm not playing all of that. But I just wanted you to, let me see. Yeah, I wanted to play some of that. Let me fast forward. But they are arresting more people. Here we go.
We're going to come back to this in just a moment. We do want to hear from the police commissioner, who made some very significant comments about this along the way. And that was Mayor Aftab Puraval. I didn't say his whole.
That DEI police commissioner, she needs to go yesterday, okay? She's useless.
Name as we got into that. That is the mayor of Cincinnati. He was talking about obviously repairing from this tragedy. We're going to talk to Senator Bernie Moreno in a minute as well, who has some very strong thoughts on all of what he watched play out on those streets. But let's check in first with correspondent Nate Foy here on.
Nettie, again, if they try that crap in red states and cities, people will be laid out like Family Guy. So they better stop wilding out. I'm just saying. And Nettie, what you're saying is true. You're absolutely right. People are sick and tired of this crap.
That with us to bring us up to speed with the backstory. He's been covering this all along. Hi, Nate.
Hey, Martha. So yeah, you just heard from Mayor Aftab Puraval, who, by the way, has been on vacation in Canada all week, and he zoomed into a public safety meeting earlier in the week on Tuesday. He's received a lot of criticism for that. So these are his first public comments, and you heard he did express support for the police, but there has been a lot of criticism not only for him, but also for Councilwoman Victoria Parks, who—
Those of you who were not here, this woman, Victoria Parks, the city councilwoman, I did a video last night on her, what she said. She needs to go. This is not acceptable.
Commented on a video of the fight. If we can pull up a video of the fight here, that would be great. She essentially blamed the victims, saying that they deserved the beating, saying they begged for that beatdown was the actual quote, and she's standing by that now. Now, as you look at this video, Martha, one of the suspects who has already been charged is now out of jail today. I spoke with his lawyer, Jermaine Matthews, who faces assault and aggravated rioting charges. He's now out. He posted a $270,000 bond. It is a conditional release. He has to wear an ankle monitor and surrender any guns. But there's been a big backlash from people all over the country, including Senator Bernie Moreno, who's calling on more from local leadership in Cincinnati, saying that they are facilitating a lawless culture and that the councilwoman who made that post on Facebook should resign. He's calling on the city to provide a timeline on when they will be fully staffed in the police department, and to also provide a plan for public safety and civil rights protection. And I know that you have him here, so I'll let you ask further questions to him, but that's where we stand, Martha.
Thank you.
You got it.
Very much. This has obviously been a story that has shaken everybody who's watched his video. The brutality in it is just so horrific to watch. Let's bring in Republican Ohio Senator Bernie Moreno. Senator, thank you very much. It's good to have you with us. I just want to get your reaction to what you just heard from the Cincinnati mayor, Aftab Puraval. At one point, he said the racial dynamic of this fight is unavoidable.
Yep.
Your reactions?
Well, I'd like to welcome the mayor back from his vacation in Canada. I'm hoping he had a restful week of time off. You know who hasn't had a restful week? Holly, a middle-aged woman, Martha, not too different in age from you and I, who got beaten to an edge of her life, who had to call an Uber to get home after being almost completely murdered on the streets of Cincinnati. No apology, no atonement for the fact that under the—
Look at that, folks. And once she was beaten within an inch of her life, she had to call an Uber to get home. This is not acceptable. And again, these people who are doing, I think it was, who said it? I knew Nettie Nonstop. If this continues, we're going, this is just, the pressure will be ratcheted up. People are sick and tired of this. This was racial. I don't care what anyone says. Yes, MAGA. And you know, we've already had a conversation, MAGA. Stay strapped. And I'm not a violent person, but Don't do it. That's all I can say. Don't do it. Mayor, exactly. This is not acceptable. And that black councilwoman, Victoria Parks, CJ was in the stream last night. He said, no relation to me. Said they asked for that beat down. Yeah, she was happy about it. Oh.
Mayor's leadership, we're down anywhere between 110 to 300 police officers. There's no atonement for the fact that when police do arrest criminals, that judges and prosecutors basically give them a slap on the wrist and send them on their way. The police are doing the best they can in Cincinnati.
Keep listening to LeBron James say defund the police, okay? Keep listening to that clown, okay? They're talking about how many police officers they're down, like 200, right? Okay. So when something goes down, you're on your own. Why would any idiot listen to LeBron James when he uses private security? He doesn't use the police. But these idiots who go out here and vote blue no matter who, this is what they asked for. Yes, Nettie nonstop. That's what makes me angry. Why would you listen to celebrities and athletes who are millionaires and billionaires? They don't use the police. If something goes wrong, we have to call the police. Why would you say defund the police? That's ignorant. So this is what you get. Situations happen. There are no police in sight. So again, here in my new people, I'm here in North Carolina in Fort Bragg. Guess what? In Fort Bragg and in most of North Carolina, we are all packing. So don't bring that foolishness over here to North Carolina. Okay? Don't bring it here. Well, I've already told you, you'll be laid out like Family Guy.
The heroes every day, but nice words don't mean anything unless you have.
All right, that's all I'm going to show you with that. Let me show you a couple of shorts and then we're done. But what I'll do is I'll share this if you want me to, so you can watch this video in its entirety. I will share this in the description box. How about that? But no, this is not acceptable. And if this continues, oh my God, I don't know when people are going to wake up and stop voting for Democrats. This is what you get. Voting has consequences. Stop it. Those of you who are new here, Academy 420 says LeBron is a virtual signaler who would never walk the streets unprotected. Thank you, Academy. Let me show you some of the shorts that I watched. Hold on. Where is it? So that you can see, this was with Mike. There's something, and like I said, social media, there's something new that people are doing. Let me show you. And FAFO. Let me find it. There was the Mike. I'm going to show you the Mike Tyson. And oh, here it is. I found it. Let me show you this. So these are some of the things that people are doing. And of course, they are posting it on their pages. They won't stop. They have been programmed to do exactly what they're doing, right? Because there are no consequences, Nettie nonstop. So this is a new trend on social media. So again, everyone needs to be strapped. LeBron is mainly the reason the NBA has become unwatchable. Caesar, I wouldn't waste my time. I don't know why. You're right. So this is something they're doing. This is a trend. And then they go on social media and post it. So watch this.
Black people are giving shoulders to white people. This lady describes it.
Y'all, it's a shoulder check summer. If white people don't get the fuck out of my way.
So it's shoulder check summer, and here's what that looks like. So this person's in the store, nice white lady, bam, shoulder checked.
Intentional, total shoulder check. There's some people I smiled commenting on Twitter. She was in the way. Let's do more of this. Well, move then. Shit. I'm going to start doing this. Tired of saying, excuse me. This brought me joy. You didn't do enough if you ask me. You know, when they get racially aware of this white versus black and they're obsessing over it, they don't go, man, we need to hire ourselves. We need to go to black-owned restaurants. We need to do this. It's, yeah, punch him. Yeah. It's real like low IQ version of like becoming racially aware, right? Like a Jewish person will be like, well, I like to hire a lot of Jews in my jewelry store. We keep it in the family. My son-in-law works here.
Or though there's a house for sale next door, don't put it on Zillow. I'll find another Jewish family and they can buy it and keep the neighborhood like-minded.
The black version is shoulder that white bitch.
A new trend.
So again, social people are doing these things for likes, clicks, and views. And FAFO, you're going to do some of these things to the wrong person. And don't come crying to me, oh, they were racist. You get what you get. Leave people alone. Again, social media, and this was Mike Tyson. I want to show this to you as well.
Hulk Hogan. You know what happened with Hulk, with the whole N-word situation. I know you know about it already, but yeah, him saying the N-word, saying really nasty, racist shit. He's been completely banned from the WWE universe. Do you think Hulk's a racist?
I don't think he's a racist. You know, racist got to be like, I got to be like, hell, all those, I hope they all die. I don't want to have nothing. Listen, it's so simple to call somebody a racist now. It's just really simple. It's so easy. Listen, now no one said more disgusting, dreadful things about white people than me. And there's nothing about a racist in me. But then when we get in that dark side of our minds, that's the only thing we see, the bad side of our minds. So those are the words we say. You see Italian, fucking Italian mobster again, and you're this, you're that. You see your fucking big, strong, black rapist nigga.
So you don't label someone a racist if they just have a moment like that? You don't think that's the be-all, end-all?
I don't know. They could be a racist, but I know I had those moments and I'm not.
Again, people, what do we say? People say things they shouldn't say. Chicago Hood, the brazenness of their behavior is astounding. No fear of any repercussions because there rarely is any. That's why I'm telling, if you're in a state where you can, in North Carolina, we're all packing. And that's just what it is. So I'm just saying. Yes, Dorian, take care, love. Right. Exactly. Things like that. So these are the things that they're doing. What did Mike say? I must have missed it. What did Mike say? Oh, you're talking about Mike Tyson? Yeah. Yeah. We all say things we shouldn't say. That doesn't mean we're racist. That's ridiculous. And so, I don't know. Again, BLM started this hateful division and defund the police. Yes. They started it and it's just being ratcheted up. And they started it and I think it was My Girls or someone, I think it was Chubbs. I don't remember who it was. We're all flawed human beings. Thank you, Nettie Nonstop. Nettie Nonstop, if you do something wrong and you ask for my forgiveness, who am I to say no? Yes, Cecilia. Gail, so what is wrong with a good thought towards our brothers and sisters? These are ignorant hood rats. I'm sorry, Miss Rowland, but this really makes me mad. Gail, Tripp, tell the truth. Again, they're going to do that to the wrong person. And when they're laid out like Family Guy, I don't want to hear Al Sharptongue. I don't want to hear Ben Crumb. I don't want to hear any of those black race hustlers saying anything. You need to talk to these people before something happens. Keep that crap in the hood. You're trying to start an issue. Yep, that's right, Lord Jammer. And I think he's MAGA too. He's not saying much, but he, because he's tight with Trump. I think. They're never going to give anyone reparations, honey. I keep telling MAGA, tell these people to stop. Why? There's nothing coming. Stop it. My girls, we all say things behind closed doors, so why walk around? Right. We all do. We've all done it. Doesn't mean we're racist. We just sometimes say things we shouldn't say. I had a teacher that students thought was racist, and she wasn't racist. She just would say things that were inappropriate. Everything is not racism. Stop it. That's all it is, MAGA, and they're never going to give them anything. It's a tool. Yes. And so That's all I wanted to, talk to you about. I just did not like that, everything. And again, I'm sentimental too. And let the dead rest. We all have to. So Hulk Hogan is gone. He, met his maker. So these people on Black Twitter saying that they know he's in HELL, I guess now they're God. No reparations, no Lord Jammer. Yeah. So all I'm saying is, what kind of people raised these people? Mayor, they weren't raised. They're just here. Boom. And so that's Gail, right? Gail, you agree with me? And that's what we're saying. The government, unfortunately, look at all these blue cities. It's the same thing, folks. It's the same thing. Where's the difference? The government, for the most part, raised a lot of these people, and the government has been a horrible parent. Boom. And my final thoughts, may he rest in peace. Like I said, I was not a fan of wrestling, but I don't wish anything, bad on him or anything like that. He said, all I can do is take his word for it. He said, he became a Christian, and he believes in Christ. So that's all we can do. All I can do is take his word for it, and I hope he is in eternity with God. I'm not wishing anything bad on him, for what? I'm not into negativity. I can't. All right, I think I had couple of TikToks, and they're short, to share with you as well. Hold on. And then we are out of here. Chubb, Miss Rowland, another great show. Thank you for what you're doing on here. Be safe, everyone. Love you. Yeah, I'll be live tomorrow as well. So let me show you just a couple of all right, here's one. Right. Yep. No. All right, so you cannot see. Let me see. I thought you could see. Okay. All right, here we go. I didn't know it didn't pop up. Let me see.
What type of POS that you have to be in order to celebrate a man's death, even though he has asked for forgiveness. Okay, he has apologized for what he said, and you're still celebrating his death because he was a Trump supporter, and you can't forgive him for the things that he said. But yet you're supposed to be a good person, right? You're supposed to be a better person than the person that you're celebrating the death of. Again, this is why these people make me sick. I can't stand them. Absolutely can't stand these people. Okay. they pretend like they're good people while at the same time showing us that they're not good people. You're actually worse than the people that you pretend to be better than, right? Because ultimately today, you know, Hulk Hogan, he apologized for what he said.
He sure did.
And, you know, he gave his life to Christ. He was a born again Christian. So it's like, what more can you ask for, right? What more can you ask for at the end of the day, right? But again, these low lives, you know, this is the type of stuff that they engage in.
Yep.
And some people may say, well, you're black. Don't you care about him saying the N-word and not wanting his daughter to date black men? He would be upset if you dated his daughter. And I'm like, nah, no, it doesn't change my opinion of him. I don't care about him saying the N-word, right? A white person saying the N-word doesn't hurt me, right? It doesn't hurt me. I don't care about that. It doesn't change his legacy, in my opinion. It doesn't make him less of a man or a bad person because he expressed an opinion. You talk about a father, you know, his only daughter. Hey, he's concerned about who she's dating. And ultimately today, he expressed opinions that are very common amongst all races in this country, where you have parents who don't like their children dating outside of their race. Now, me personally, you know, hey, I might not necessarily agree that people should be policing who people date based off their race, but I'm not going to be mad at somebody for holding that belief, especially how, specifically in the black community, you always hear, don't you bring home no white girl. Don't bring no white girl up in this house, right? How many times have we heard stuff like that? Now, I'm not saying I've heard that personally. I'm not saying not in my house. I'm just saying that is prevalent in the black community, right? There's a stigma against bringing home white people, okay, or dating white people. There's a stigma against that, right? There are black people, black parents who don't like that. These same people on the internet will start boo-hoo-whining and crying when they see a black man with a white woman and say, well, he don't really like his mama. He hate his mama because he date white women. And that's what really bothers me about this, right? It's the hypocrisy of all of it, okay? You want to be mad at a father for being concerned about who his daughter is dating along racial lines, which again, is very prevalent in this country. It's not uncommon, okay? You might not agree with it, but hey, it is what it is, okay? It is what it is. It ain't like he decided to harm the guy because of it or anything like that. So, you know, hey, he was just mad about it. He didn't like it. But to pretend as if this is some type of unique evil, right? It's just crazy to me. And that this is not something that's pretty common in this country among all races is crazy to me. And to say, well, it tarnishes his legacy and that you should celebrate his death, again, it's completely out of bounds. And what really pisses me off about it is that they only do this with certain people who have certain beliefs, but for whatever reason, when it comes to certain other figures who have skeletons in their closet, you don't see this type of backlash. You don't see this type of cancellation. Like, for example, imagine what type of POS that you have.
Yeah, that's what, to me, you're a POS if you're doing that and someone is deceased. I'm sorry. I just, that to me, that's just out of bounds. When someone is gone to meet their maker, leave them be, please. Yeah, that's not cool. Thank you so much, Gail. And it's because of wonderful subscribers like you and Lord Jammer and My Girls and Lanita and Maga, Chicago Hood, Prosperity. That's why the channel is growing. We're up to, I just got 125 the last couple of days. And again, that's because of everything that all of you. So look at this. Let me show you this now. I'm going to have to pause. I can't have the music. She has some music. So she found out that Hulk Hogan died. So she's doing the electric slide. She's playing music. So I have to. So you know, you had a lot of people making videos, dancing, celebrating that someone passed away. And that to me is not acceptable. Let the dead rest. All right. Thank you, Baldwin Brother. That's what I'm saying. Thank you so much, Lanita, for the super chat. I'm sending you some hearts in the comment section. There you go, dear. Okay, yes, my girls, I can do that. That's what I'm saying. Leave the dead alone. There were a lot of black people who were mad like me, like, just leave. He's gone. Stop it. Let me see. where was it? Because I looked at a few of these. I'm trying to remember. Because there were a lot of people. Wait a minute. I just showed you this one right here. Some of these people were just, oh my God. They were just doing too much. Let's see. Did I see this one?
You look like me online honoring Hulk Hogan.
That's not the one. Yeah, there aren't too many saying good things. That's just, oh, how racist he is. And again, you know who they voted for. And so it's not just black people, but it was all over Black Twitter. But all the people who voted for the Curry, even the white people who voted for the Curry Queen, they were celebrating too. These are all the Curry Queen supporters. Look at that. God is so good. What the heck? Yeah, prosperity. Yes. These are all, yeah.
And for anybody who's like, the left is celebrating the passing, how dare fuck him, you and your mother. Okay? I just want you to know that from the bottom of my speech.
Yo, liberals are fucking weird.
That's crazy. So anyway, that's all I have, folks. I mean, what can you say? I'm done. These people that voted for the Curry Queen, we know they're still salty. My girl, she better chill, and all of those like her before they, but yes, celebrating someone's death, you don't know when death is going to come knocking at your door. So that's why I'm like, what is wrong with these people? That's so sad. A man makes a mistake that some schmuck records. That, see, Gail, that's my issue. And he's down as far as he is concerned. I still think it's because he was supporting Trump the most. Boom. Yeah, you know, those recordings came out. But again, if you're doing that, you have plans on using that in the future. That's my thought process. Lanita, thank you. If any of you go on TikTok or Black Twitter, type it in, Black Americans celebrating the death of Hulk Hogan, you'll see all kinds of stuff. Cecilia, that's me. All we're saying, give peace a chance. Stop this nonsense. Mayor said they all look weird to me, the black and the white. Yeah, and Lord Jammer, that's me. I want to live a nice, peaceful life. I'm not cheering for anyone's death because I know death will be knocking on my door. So I need to be trying to get right, not laughing at someone else's demise. That's not how we're supposed to live our lives, black or white. Lanita, very creepy to be recording someone to start with, very perverted behavior. Lanita, at least you're supposed to warn people, hey, you're being recorded. If you're recording me and I'm unaware of it, every time I've seen someone do that, it was for nefarious reasons. Gail Tripp Rowland, just remember that we all love each other and we must stand together. These coming days are going to require that God's children come together and stand with each other always. Boom. MAGA, at least white liberals are easy to spot. They all have the same nose piercings, their head shaved or dyed rainbow hair. Okay. So that's pretty much what I have for you. And I've enjoyed this. You know, I'll be live tomorrow. Probably 6 o'clock, I'm thinking 6 o'clock. And so again, we need to band together, folks. I don't like what I'm seeing in this country right now. And all I can say, CJ Parks, how you doing, love? We talked about your relative again, Miss Victoria Parks. We talked about her again. Karma's for these people celebrating for the death of a person in this way. CJ, that's what I'm saying. They don't know when they're going to die. And this is what they're doing. They must be miserable. They're morally bankrupt. They have to be. Yes, Lanita, I bet they have a yard sign that says feminism is human rights. Yeah, and we're done. CJ, you can check the do the replay, back it up so you can see what we talked about. I showed some clips and I gave my commentary. We started out and there were some people that didn't quite agree with my opinion, but I don't care if someone apologizes for something and God has forgiven them. I cannot continue to hold that over their head. I have to let it go. You have to let it go. Prosperity has to let it go. Gail has to let it go. Maga Tamara has to let it go. Thinks Like a Lion has to let it go. We all have to, my girls, all of us, we have to let it go. We can't. And CJ, you weren't here. CJ said blasphemy. She's not my relative. Boom. Okay. So anyway, they're still calling for her to resign. Prosperity has a Bible verse. Do not rejoice when your enemy falls, and let not your heart be glad when he stumbles. Thank you, Prosperity. These people that were doing all this celebrating, good luck with that. Because hey, you don't know what's coming down your path. That's a dangerous game to play, folks. Very dangerous. It's a heartache. Nothing but a heartache. Hits you when it's too late. Hits you when you're down. It's a fool's game. Nothing but a fool's game. Standing in the cold rain. Hey, Brent, how you doing, love? Feeling like a clown. It's a heartache. Nothing but a heartache. Love him till your arms break. And then he lets you down. All right. I had to get one of my old classics in there. Welcome. We have so many people joining us. Hit that like button. I think you're new here, Brent. We're glad to have you. Yes. Hit that subscribe button. We'll be live again tomorrow, 6:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are glad you are here. Woo! And my best Rick Flair woo. So I enjoyed you. Be safe. And I will drop the link for last night's video for all my new folks that are here. Oh my goodness. So make sure you sub up and make sure it is on all notifications. Again, I'll be live tomorrow, 6:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now I have to go feed this cat. Meow. They act like they have had nothing. So thank you, Mayor. Anyone know? No one. Yeah, that was Bonnie Tyler. I like Bonnie Tyler. Yes. All right. Tomorrow I may see some more Rolling Stones, my favorite group. Yeah. All right. Love you too, Lanita. All of you, please be safe. And I want you to make it back here tomorrow at 6:00 p.m. I'll be talking about some more things. Oh, yeah, Brent, make sure you're here. Now, that 6:00 p.m. is Eastern Standard Time, love, okay? Sweep around your own. Oh, I need to sing that song. Yes. God bless you too, Dorian. Yes. We all need to sweep around our own front door before you sweep around mine. Also, stay in your own lane. Boom. Have a blessed evening. Your cats are sleeping. Good. I wish mine were. Love it when they're sleeping. Yes. Yes, my girls. I know the song. Yes, Brent. That's 6:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And honey, we call out all of the hypocrisy of the left. We don't care. We call all their nonsense. I'm coming to talk to you right now. Cecilia, please be back tomorrow, love. Shoot me an email if you have time, so we can talk about what's been going on. And I'm coming to talk to you right now in the comment section. Please don't forget, once the live stream has ended, come and leave comments under the video. I respond to all comments, Brent, and all of my new subscribers. You can ask anyone, they'll tell you. So glad to have spent this time with you. I love it. I love you. And I'm coming to talk to you right now in the comment section.